Imagine opening your brokerage account tomorrow morning and seeing your investment down 76%. Not over years, over 5 weeks. Your $100,000 investment is suddenly worth about $23,000. Just gone. Your stomach drops, you check your phone again. Maybe it's a glitch. It's not. Now imagine something even stranger. The investors who didn't sell, the ones who somehow managed to sit through the chaos, eventually saw the same investment recover and get to 1 million. Because if someone had invested about $11,020 in a single ETF back in 2009, that is roughly where the math leads today. But the path between those two numbers looked nothing like the chart. It was violent, it was emotional, and at times it felt completely irrational. Your portfolio would surge and then crash, and then recover, and then crash again. And the real test was not intelligence. It was not math. It was pure psychology. Because the real question is not how the return happened. The real question is whether an investor could survive the emotional roller coaster required to earn that 1 million. Because the tool behind the story is one of the most misunderstood products in modern investing: leveraged ETFs. Some people call them reckless. Others see them as one of the most powerful compounding tools ever created. And the truth is both sides are partly right. Most people already know the S&P 500. It represents 500 of the largest companies in the United States. Companies like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, and hundreds of others that collectively power a massive portion of the global economy. When you invest in the S&P 500, you're essentially investing in the engine of the American business itself. Over time, financial firms created more aggressive versions of that exposure, which are called leveraged ETFs. The first one is SSO, which aims to deliver about 2 times the daily return of the S&P 500. Then there's UPRO, which aims to deliver about 3 times the daily return. Same companies, same index, just amplified exposure. At first glance, it almost sounds like a cheat code. If the S&P 500 goes up 1% and UPRO aims to go up about 3%, that would naturally make people wonder why someone would not just want to hold on to UPRO forever. But buried inside the prospectus is a single word that changes everything, and that word is daily. UPRO does not promise 3 times the S&P 500 over a year. It promises 3 times the market move for that specific day. Every single day, the leverage resets. That means performance compounds day by day. When markets trend strongly upward, that compounding can become incredibly powerful. Each gain builds on the last one. Momentum feeds momentum. But when markets start bouncing around, up one day, down the next, the same daily reset quietly erodes returns. 2 people can buy the exact same leveraged ETF, hold it for the same amount of time, and still end up with completely different results, depending on the path the market took to get there. That single concept explains almost everything about leveraged ETFs. Now let us zoom out and look at the long-term numbers. If someone invested about $10,000 in the S&P 500 back in 2009, that investment grew to roughly $97,000, almost a 10 times return. Now look at the leveraged versions. $10,000 in SSO, the 2 times ETF, grew to about $360,000, roughly 36 times the original investment. Then there's UPRO, the 3 times ETF, that the same $10,000 grew to about $900,000, almost 90 times the starting capital. That is where this thumbnail comes from. About $11,020 invested near the beginning eventually compounded to 1 million. But the charts hide something extremely important. They hide the moments where people panic. Let us jump to one of those moments. March 2020, the COVID crash. Everyone is closing their windows. No one wants COVID inside their home. Businesses are shutting down. Markets are collapsing. Flights are grounded. News headlines are talking about a global economic shutdown with no clarity on when things will return back to normal. The S&P 500 falls about 34%, which was painful for investors, but leverage magnifies everything so much more. SSO falls about 59%, UPRO falls about 76%. So now imagine you had $100,000 invested in UPRO right before that crash. 5 weeks later, your account shows about $23,000. You refresh your phone, you stare at the number, your brain starts racing. Do I sell or do I hold? And what if the market keeps falling? What if it never recovers? This is where leveraged investing becomes psychological warfare, because the people who held through that chaos eventually recovered and continued compounding to greater and greater heights. But countless portfolios were sold at the worst possible moment, because leverage does not just amplify returns, it amplifies fear. Let me ask you a real question. If you had invested $100,000 and suddenly your account dropped to $23,000 in 5 weeks, would you still hold it? Be honest, because the people who held through that moment eventually watched the same investment get to 1 million. That is the paradox of investing. The biggest returns often require surviving the most uncomfortable moments. During that same crash, remember the difference between SSO and UPRO. If $100,000 had been invested in UPRO, it fell to about $23,000. But if that same $100,000 had been invested in SSO, it would have fallen closer to about $41,000. Both are painful, but psychologically, those numbers feel very different when you're living through them. And there is another reason some investors feel more comfortable with something like SSO compared to leveraged ETFs on a single stock. Because SSO and UPRO are based on the S&P 500, which represents 500 different companies across the entire economy. That means even if one company struggles, hundreds of others are still contributing to that index. Compare that to something like a hypothetical 3 times leveraged NVIDIA ETF. If NVIDIA drops by 30%, that leveraged product could fall close to 90% very quickly. There is no diversification to cushion the blow. That is the key difference. Leveraging an entire index spreads the risk across hundreds of companies. Leveraging a single stock concentrates all of that risk into just one business. That is why some experienced investors prefer 2 times leverage instead of 3 times, because the goal is not maximizing returns on a spreadsheet. The goal is staying invested long enough for compounding to actually work. Now think about what compounding can actually do in real life. Over the last 10 years, roughly speaking, about $100,000 invested in UPRO could have grown to around 1 million. That is a 6-figure investment turning into 7 figures in a single decade. Now picture what that actually means. In many places, 1 million could completely pay off a mortgage. Imagine signing a 30-year mortgage on a house, and instead of spending 3 decades making payments, your investment portfolio grows enough to wipe it out in under 10 years. The house is suddenly yours, no payments, no bank, just equity. That is why people study compounding, because sometimes the difference between working 30 years to pay off a house and paying it off in 10 years is simply understanding how capital compounds. There is also something personal I want to share. A lot of videos on YouTube criticize leveraged ETFs. They say they are too risky or too volatile, or they should only be traded for a single day. But I will share something from my own investing. I personally hold SSO, not as my entire portfolio, but as a portion of it. For me, SSO is a way to maintain leveraged exposure to the S&P 500 over long periods of time. And the reason I'm comfortable doing that is simple. I believe in the United States economy. I believe in the companies that power the S&P 500. And something people forget is that the index constantly evolves. Companies that fall behind eventually get removed, and stronger companies get added. That means the index continually adapts towards the strongest businesses in the economy. So personally, I am comfortable holding SSO through the ups and downs. Now, UPRO is different. UPRO is something I use more tactically, either for shorter term trades or when there is a major market correction and a strong recovery trend begins, because at 3 times leverage volatility becomes much more intense. So the way I personally think about it is simple. SSO for the long-term exposure, UPRO for tactical opportunities. That is just my approach. Everyone should develop their own strategy and risk tolerance. Now let us look at a piece of math people overlook. Imagine the market goes up 10% one day and down 10% the next. Most people assume things end up back where they started, but that is not what actually happens. Start with $100. A 10% gain turns $100 into $110. Then the next day the market falls 10%. That drop happens from $110, not from $100. So $110 becomes about $99. Even though the market went up and down the same amount, you still lost money. Now apply 2 times leverage. Start again with $100. A 20% gain turns into $100 into $120. Then a 20% drop happens the next day, and that $120 becomes about $96. The market barely moved, but the leverage investment lost 4 times more. This concept is called path dependence. Trending markets help leverage ETFs, but choppy markets quietly eat away at returns. There are actually 2 completely different ways people use leverage ETFs. ETFs. The first is long-term compounding. If someone believes the S&P 500 will grow over decades, they may hold leverage exposure to amplify that growth. The second approach is tactical exposure. Some investors only hold leveraged ETFs during strong trends. For example, some strategies hold them only when the S&P 500 trades above its 200-day moving average. When the trend weakens, they step aside. Trending markets reward patience. Sideways markets reward discipline. Understanding the difference can completely change the outcome. If someone decides to use leverage ETFs, three things matter more than anything else: position sizing, trend awareness, and risk management. Leverage magnifies everything. Leverage itself is not the strategy. Your rules are the strategy. So here's the real truth about leveraged ETFs. They are not magic. They are not scams. They are tools. In the right market environment, with the right discipline, they can produce extraordinary results. But they can also demand something that spreadsheets never show you: emotional resilience. Because the same ETF that could turn $11,020 into $1 million may require surviving a 76% drawdown along the way. And most people are not defeated by the math. They are defeated by the moment when their portfolio falls, their stomach drops, and fear takes over. That is the real test. Everything in this video is my personal opinion for educational purposes only and not financial advice. If you feel like you learned something valuable from this video and want to connect for a free strategy session, a portfolio review, or help getting started on your investing journey, you can schedule through the calendar link in my YouTube description or Instagram bio, or send me a message on Instagram at compoundingwithmichael. I would love to connect with you.